What happens when you finally finish something you've been pouring your heart into for months? After 6 months, my girlfriend Bean and I are finally ending the chapter of Beans Bay, our biggest project yet in our forever world.
A new challenge faces us. Where do we go from here?
On the horizon of Beans Bay, there is, well, nothing. Just vanilla terrain.
Join this adventure with us as we remember how to start over again, starting from inspiration all the way to getting the first block placed.
Hello and welcome. I'm Apples.
And I'm Beans.
And oh my gosh, what a bittersweet feeling it is to finally wrap up Beans Bay. But it's quite exciting because if you're new here, now is a perfect time to jump in because we are working on our next area, Pinto Point. Oh my gosh, I am so amped for this area. It's relatively close to Beans Bay. It's just right over there in the jungle. But it's like it needs different inspiration to Beans Bay. And it's crazy because Beans Bay, we have this very specific vibe going on. And now all the inspiration that we used is now completely irrelevant, which is kind of sad. It's a little bittersweet, but whatever. Because now we get to do a very, very exciting part, find inspiration for this next area.
If you didn't know, we live in a van, and it has granted us the opportunity to sample living in so many different places. That's our secret to never running out of inspiration. As of now, we're situated in the foothills of the Eastern Sierras for the amazing rock climbing. But since we grew up in sunny San Diego, we secretly miss seeing the ocean every day. The nearest beach is quite the drive, a whole 8 hours away. And yes, since we do live in the van, we could just drive over there. But we have boulders to climb. It's peak season. Ow, that one really hurt.
We started shying away from using Pinterest and Minecraft builds as reference images. We find that it prevents you from fully thinking creatively. When you see another build, your brain subconsciously gets stuck using similar blocks. Instead, we love physically seeing things that inspire us, but sometimes that just isn't possible. Alright, here we are in Google Earth, and I kind of just want to walk you guys through my inspiration process. So I've been searching up and down the Northern California coastline for a little bit because based on my knowledge, it kind of matches up with our vision of Pinto Point. I'll come into here and I found this little place called Mendocino, and look, it's a peninsula just like Pinto Point. And I've actually been here in real life and it's quite lovely. From the bird's eye view, I can get a lot of information. There's a lot of little small islands in the water. The sea is pretty turbulent, so there's lots of whitewash. And there's an island called Goat Island, and that's where all of our subscribers are from. And after that, I'll go into the street view, and boom. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Look at it. This is really all of the inspiration we could ever want. We have everything from block palette. We have some grays going on, some maybe sandstone, and maybe even a little bit of purple in certain spots. And we can also get a good idea of the terrain. There's some very steep ocean cliffs with these bases of rock. We have a lot of crevices and maybe even some sea caves around here. A lot of arches. It's really cool, and all of these rocks in the water. And then I can also get a good idea of the foliage, like all of this green that's kind of creeping its way down the hills. And then, oh my gosh, wait, I missed this. Look at this gravel beach. It's so pretty. And then also, there's only one tree here. I'm sure there's a few more. Now that we have all the inspiration we could ever want, let's go hop back into Minecraft and start prepping the area. Alright, first things first, dredging. We had to do a lot of this in Beans Bay, and we're going to have to do a lot of it in Pinto Point. There are these two very large sandbars right off the coast of Pinto Point that are really throwing off the vibe. It needs to be deeper. So, you guessed it, we dig all this out, and it actually equates to around 20 shulker boxes of materials, which is quite nice. And for all the haters out there, especially you, Bean, check out this before and after. Absolutely lovely. Then we took out the beacons because we need to go on a journey to go get some more materials. The journey always begins at the storage room. After we're done sorting all of those 20 shulker boxes of materials, we head to the convenience store. Yes, Beans Bay is done, but now we really get to soak in the fruits of our labor because we get to just walk through it and enjoy everything that we've built from the past 6 months. And the convenience store is my personal favorite. We come in here all of the time to restock on rockets and golden carrots. It's quite lovely. It's also one of my favorite interiors. After that, we head to the Gravelly Hills biome and the mangrove to stock up on tons of gravel and, you guessed it, mud. And then after that, we go to the dreaded coral reef to absolutely decimate it and get a whole shulker box of horned coral. Oh, what torture. But now let's move on into the next stage of preparation.
Now that we've got all these materials gathered, let us show you what we're thinking. Here's the vision. If we take a bird's eye view of Mendocino, it's a peninsula just like the vanilla terrain we already have, so we'll be mimicking that shape. And then you'll notice all of these almost like tendrils jutting off the mainland, so we'll make sure to include those all around the peninsula. But at the points of those tendrils, we found it fascinating that there's so many smaller rocks that led out into the ocean. And atop the cliffs, there will be a pleasant grassy rolling hill, and at the very bottom of that hill, we want to start including some gravel beaches. Okay, now that we're all on the same page, let's get it built.
And just like that, Pinto Point is well underway, and oh my gosh, it is so gorgeous. I love how it turned out. It's just like everything that we used as reference. Here it is.
Yes, I love the colors so much. It's the perfect blend of the sandstone cliffs by the hostel and all these like gray rocky cliffs that we have in Beehns Bay. And I also love just how three-dimensional it is. I love how much like detail and how weathered it looks.
It does look really weathered. It's just getting pounded by the waves. I love it. And then also, you'll notice that we didn't include the coloring or anything like that into the vision section because it's honestly, designing something like this is just so in-depth. And if you'd like to see more, let us know, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. And any feedback is also very appreciated. All right, let's get back to this. So let's start off with the coloring. Mendocino in real life, as you guys know, is very desaturated. In Minecraft, the game is a very saturated game. The colors are very bright. So picking a block palette for this was a little challenging, and honestly, building and making all these colors work together was also really, really hard. We have a lot of the desaturated colors like the grays and, you know, the pale oak and stuff, but then we have a lot of super saturated colors like the highlights of the sandstone. And I think it works quite well. If we take a closer look, right now, Pinto Point is acting as a canvas to place all of our future builds and ideas on this area. You'll see that the structure is pretty cool. There's a gravel beach down there that we'll take a look at in a little bit, and it slowly slopes up into this ridge line that will go all the way up to this precipice right here that is absolutely begging for a build. And then down here, it just drops off into the ocean very dramatically. And we haven't added the rocks down there yet. We will get to that soon enough. And then also, if we come over here, this begins to drop down here. I'm just in love with the terrain. I'm so happy with how it turned out being.
Yes, it looks so nice. And I love that we're starting to include more gravelly beaches because they're definitely a thing in real life. And I can't believe we haven't thought of adding that sooner.
Yeah, the gravelly beaches work really well. And this one in particular is really, really fun. You just are walking down here. It's relatively, not so steep. And then you just get to this cliff that drops down into the secret gravelly beach down there. I really, really like it.
Yes, I love it. It looks like you're not allowed down there. There'd probably be like sea lions.
There
or something.
totally would be sea lions, and they're so scary.
Yeah, I'm so scared of them.
Like the oh. Okay, sorry. And then okay, coming down here, we actually can get a closer look at the block palette, And here's all the coral that we mined. Oh my gosh. It was
Yeah.
so awful.
R.I.P. Coral Reef.
Yeah, goodbye. And then you'll see that we're using some of the mycelium.
Yes, what a fun, unique block to use, and we're really taking advantage of the texture pack we have with the full wrapped sides. Otherwise, it wouldn't look as great.
Yeah, and also we can plant foliage on here and it'll look absolutely gorgeous. And then if we can figure out a way to get back up, we're moving through the geological layers right now. We're moving from the gravelly beaches up the sandstone, and now we are on the grassy knoll. I really, really like that. That's so cool. And then the view from here is also absolutely gorgeous. I've never really seen Beehns Bay or the rest of our world from this viewpoint that often. Oh my gosh, the whale and the setting sun, and we're just walking down this gently sloping hill onto this beach right here, and oh my gosh, it's just absolutely stunning. I guess this is a really good time to get started on the rocks.
Oh, yeah, forgot we had to do those.
All right, let's go do that. And just like that, Pinto Point is complete, but it's not actually complete because we're just getting started. But look, we built the rocks and they look absolutely gorgeous atop these bluffs.
Yes, I love how the rocks turned out. When we were looking at photos of Mendocino, we noticed that at the end of each little, we're calling them tendril, all the rocks are out here, and that's because the waves are eroding the cliffs and it's leaving behind some extra stubborn rocks, and we wanted to really nail that look in Pinto Point.
And also, the rocks are just this dark shade because when we were texturing this, we textured it all by hand and we used a lot of different blocks. So we didn't want the rocks to make it too noisy. So we just went with this very dark shade. Maybe it's like the wet rock and a bunch of algae and stuff. I'm so sorry. And a bunch of algae and stuff just on the rocks. And then we have the waves crashing as well. We should go take a closer look because those add a ton of movement to this build. It's so cool.
Like we said earlier, it looks like this place just gets absolutely destroyed by very turbulent waters. That's why the cliffs are so 3D. So we really wanted to sell that look by adding in those turbulent waters, and I love how they turned out. It was quite the challenge. We have a lot of different blocks going on here. You'll notice the two different types of glass, the glass panes and the glass full blocks. We also have the walls, the candles, just to really sell that splashing look.
Yeah, I really like how it's like when the wave crashes, it's like the remnants, you know? It's like the wave crashes and then it's like the bubbles are slowly fading away. It looks just like that and it looks so gorgeous. I cannot wait to build things on this. Like right now, you know, it's looking a little flat, but that's okay. And there's no foliage and I cannot wait to do that. And this area will really come alive.
Yes, my brain is like completely full of ideas. I'm so excited to start a new area.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And this area is going to continue all the way out this way. It is going to complete the bay area. It's going to be so cool. And with that, this episode is done. If you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe. We have a Discord, if you didn't know, where we just hang out, post builds. It's very lovely. And yeah, cue the outro.
Hey, you made it to the outro. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you. Let's take a look at some builds made by our very talented Discord members. If you're interested in joining our Discord and having a chance to get your builds featured at the end of the next video, the link is in the description. We're super active on the Discord and we want to get to know you. Our Discord is also a great place to get feedback on your builds, ask for ideas, share reference pictures, and hang out. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, again, link is in the description.
If you liked what you saw in this vid, like and subscribe. It really helps us out. If you're interested in being able to download the world and explore it for yourself, YouTube members do have the access to the world download. And if YouTube memberships aren't your fancy, we are now also using Patreon. Links are in the description. Thank you for watching. We appreciate all of you.
Bye, Internet.